Hello everybody, I'm Doug Wright, and this is Sports Done Right for May 2023. I think we all know who Michael Jordan is. He's been quoted as saying that some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, and others make it happen. Well, that's been the case here in Sun City. April was an exciting month for Sun City athletes. All three of our softball leagues were in full swing with an exciting action every day of the week but Monday at our beautiful sports park. And two exciting events were hosted by Sun City the first weekend in April. First, the annual Neighborhood Golf Challenge won by the Sapphire Lakes neighborhood in a tense finish, as both Botany Bay and Village Green finished only one stroke behind. Also, our Sun City Pickleball Club again hosted the Low Country Pickleball Classic, with over 400 players hailing from over 20 states. We were there to cover some of the action. Well, Rob, good morning. We're obviously standing in front of a sign that announces this event as the Low Country Pickleball Classic. Tell me what this tournament's really all about and how it got organized.
I think this is the 8th annual, so we've been doing this for 8 years. Pickleball itself in the United States is said to be the fastest growing sport. We have about 1,200 members at Sun City, and that's just at Sun City. We've been doing the tournament for these 8 years to benefit some local charities and also help out our club.
People mostly from around here or come from all over, and how many players are playing?
We have, today we have about 425 players from 22 states. Probably about half of those are from within Sun City.
Okay, and tell me what the format is.
We do a round robin here. That means you'll play every other team in your bracket. The players enjoy that and keep coming back because they're guaranteed a certain number of games and they'll get a lot of play in a short amount of time.
Well, fantastic. And how do you set up the brackets? Is it kind of random or is it by ranking?
Yeah, the brackets are by ranking and age, and we do it a little bit differently here so we can get in as many people as possible. So a bracket might only include just a couple ages in order to get in as many people in the tournament as we can.
Okay, and how long have you been involved in the organizing committee?
This is my first year, I believe, on the committee. We have a group of volunteers that have been doing this for quite a long time that really helps to smooth out the planning process.
And we got women today, mixed doubles tomorrow, and men on Sunday, and finish up around?
Yeah, each day is probably going to finish 6 to 8 o'clock. With the 425 participants, that's the biggest we've ever had. We had to cut off or stop registration quite a bit early because of the popularity.
Okay, well, you've done a great job as always, and we thank you for your time today, and we're going to go around here and try and catch some action.
Sounds great. I think you'll enjoy it.
Well, Jim, it's quite a bit of activity already here on Friday morning. How and why does Sun City agree to host this every year?
We do the tournament mostly as a fundraiser for some local charities. We've got 4 different charities within the local area that we sponsor, and we also like to have the competitive environment where we can bring people in from around the country and let them have some fun and see Sun City.
Okay, all worthy reasons. And are there tournaments similar to this, or what distinguishes this tournament and makes it so popular?
I think it's the round-robin format. In a round-robin format, everybody gets a chance to play, in this case, 6 games. And you're going to play against every other team in your bracket. The other format, a double elimination, you may travel some distance and play 3 games and be done.
And you've got people from all over the United States here, right?
We do. I think we have somewhere near 28 states covered. I'm not exactly sure the number, and we frequently have them from as far away as Washington State.
And do you do other competitions throughout the year with the Sun City Club?
Actually, we're trying to do one a quarter. So earlier this year, we did a mix and match format. So you would sign up as an individual. Based on how you did, you would be paired up with someone else, and then you would play a competitive event. We're doing another one Memorial Day weekend, another one Labor Day weekend. We also have league play within the community, within the Beaufort County community. And then we have some other individual smaller competitions that go on.
Well, appreciate your time today. You're a busy man, and we look forward to some great competition. But those were not the only championships contested. 2022 Sun City Golf Club champions Donna Rosehart and John Palin both competed in national championship tournaments, and we caught up with them to find out how they fared. Let's take a look. Well, Donna, John, thanks for coming here and spending some time with us. Tell me, we'll start with Donna. How did you find out about this golf opportunity, and was there a process involved?
I found out through emails, actually. The Sun City Golf Club emailed me and asked if I was interested in competing in this event. And it took a little bit of convincing, but I finally said yes.
And why did they specify you? Because you were?
Right. I won, as well as John. We won.
Club championship here.
Yes, the Sun City Open, which is open to all golfers as long as they have a GIN handicap. Mm-hmm. They do not have to be a part of like the MGA or the WGA.
All right.
So,
and John, how about you? How did you find out about the opportunity? Same way?
Kind of similar way. I got an email from Charlie Kent indicating that by my being fortunate enough to win the Sun City Open, I was eligible for this tournament, and would I be interested in going?
Well, I was lucky, I guess, that it was on the East Coast this time, right around home.
right.
And John, were you able to practice at Kiowa before you, actually competed?
They did make practice rounds available, and I did practice 2 rounds there, one on Cougar Point Golf Course, and then also one time on the Ocean Course prior to playing in the 3 rounds of the tournament.
Okay. And Donna?
I got one practice round in. I got to play with Charlie Kent, so that was a plus.
Okay. And how many courses are there? I know there's like 3 at Sea Island.
3. Mm-hmm.
There's 3, but I believe that we played on, but I believe on the island itself there's a couple of additional courses, but that were not part of the rotation for the tournament.
Okay, but you played 3 different courses. And what would you say was your overall experience?
It was amazing, right? They treated us just like part of the LPGA or the PGA. We got a nice swag bag, and they announce you when you tee off, and you have to have a scoring tents and the whole 9 yards. It was wonderful.
Oh, excellent. Just like on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, John? They treat you the same way with all kinds of good swag and stuff?
Absolutely. And I think the other thing was that one of the takeaways for me was that each of the days I played with 3 other different players, and from all over the country. I played with a person from California, Arizona, Kansas, New Hampshire, Maine,
Right.
Florida, North Carolina, and everybody that I played with became very, very nice, and we socialized with them.
Right.
Oh, that's excellent. And you talk about takeaways. What was your biggest takeaway, Donna?
The same, I think. We had spoke about that earlier. The people that we met were incredible and friendly, and there were, I felt a little bit intimidated with some of them because they were amazing golfers, but the people were excellent.
Okay, and I was going to ask you about, was this a nervous experience?
I think, just saying anything, you play in tournaments before and you always get a little nervous. I think this was a little different because it was run by the PGA and considered a national tournament. So on the first tee, as Donna said, they announce your name, and there's a little crowd watching, and you do get a little nervous on the first tee. Then once you get going and you start playing, you just really focus on your game, and you kind of try to eliminate all those outside distractions.
And did you feel any pressure because you were representing Sun City?
I felt a little bit of that. You want to put your best foot forward.
Absolutely.
So you didn't want to go out there and not show that we could actually play golf. So
Okay.
My first impression was I didn't want to fish in last place. And then my immediate goal was I wanted to fish in the top half. Then as the tournament progressed, I said, well, maybe the top third. and then you just kind of keep going from there.
And speaking of which, you finished
I finished 24th.
of 77, something like
Yes.
that? How about you?
I finished 16 out of 97.
See, that's
You did
really,
great.
really outstanding. And would you do this again? Are you going to try for Scottsdale, Arizona?
Absolutely. I mean, it was a great experience, and I definitely would, if fortunate enough to win Sun City Open again, I definitely going to do it again.
Okay, I'm going to ask each of you a couple of questions, get to know you a little better. John, where are you from, and how did you first get involved with golf?
So I'm originally from Rochester, New York.
Uh-oh,
And
cold.
moved, yeah, very cold. Moved here 2 years ago. And I got in golf. I always played a little bit, but not seriously at all until my kids were kind of done playing all the Little League and high school sports and started playing with some buddies 1 day a week, which led to 2 days a week. And then as I got closer to retirement, sneaking out in the summer to play 9 holes after work, and then I just got hooked.
Well, when would you say you played your very first round of golf? How old were you?
Probably in my 20s.
Really? Okay. How about you, Donna? How'd you get started?
Um,
And where are you from?
oh, I'm from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, pretty small town.
Uper.
I'm a Youper, right? I think I probably played some golf when I was young. I mean, it wasn't organized or anything. I didn't actually start playing until 20 years ago, and it was like John. I played one day a month and then 2 days a month, and really not until I moved to Sun City, which is 11 years ago now, that I started to play.
And how many times do you all get out generally?
3 to 4 times a week for me.
6 to 7 days a week,
Excellent.
and sometimes more.
And let me ask you this. Were you involved in other sports in your youth?
I was. Our high school was very small. There was only 36 in my high school class, and so if everybody didn't play everything, we didn't have a team. So I did pretty much anything that was out there.
And you settled on golf much later in life.
Much later, yeah.
So
Yeah.
life got in the way. I understand that. How about you, John? Were you an athlete as well in addition to golf?
Yep. In high school, I played soccer, basketball, and baseball, and I did play soccer in college at University of Delaware.
Okay.
And so my career itself, I was a physical education teacher and coach, and then I became an athletic director, so I've been kind of involved with sports my whole life.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, that's what I should have done. But I didn't. And how would you compare our golf courses here to others you've played, and maybe specifically the ones you played in the tournament?
Well, it's really hard to compare against the seaside for me on the main course there, because that's the one that the pros play.
Right.
So that was impeccable, and no blade out of grass, and the greens were perfect. So other than that, our courses hold up very well.
Okay.
So.
And I would concur with that. I mean, the Ocean Course has hosted the Ryder Cup and PGA Championships and is rated one of the top courses in the nation, so it's kind of outside the realm of being able to compare to Sun City. But the 2 other courses we played were resort-style courses on Kiowa Island and compared very favorably to Sun City. And I would say that even the greens at Hidden Cypress probably at that time were better than the 2 greens that we played on the resort courses. But overall, that type of course, Sun City compares very favorably.
Yeah, I would say, I've played both places. And,
Oh, you have? Great.
Oh, yeah, and they're beautiful. The Ocean Course ate me alive, of course. But, that's a very good comment. And next year, of course, this tournament is moving to Scottsdale, Arizona for both men and women, I think.
Yes.
And you're going to try again. You practice hard, win the club championship here, and off you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
yes.
hopefully.
Well, I'm glad you had a great experience. And do you have any other comments on this?
It was amazing. Anybody that gets the opportunity to do this event should. It's pretty cool, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And I'd like to thank the Sun City
Yes.
Hilton Head Golf Association for sponsoring us, and also for our head pros for promoting it to us, and that really made a big difference as well.
Right.
Well, great. And you both are great athletes and great golfers, and you had good results, which is even better. And so thanks so much for your time. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and good luck this year.
Thanks,
Thank you
Doug.
very much. Doug.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Two great champions whose games blossomed when they moved to Sun City. We also caught up with Jim Foley, this year's president of our Croquet Club, to find out what events the club has in mind for 2023. Well, Jim, it's kind of chilly today, but you are the newly elected president of the Croquet Club, and tell us what's going on here today.
Well, today we're having our first croquet event of the year. It's wine and wickets for Valentine's Day. So the members are going to come out and they're all going to share some food and some drink, and we're going to play 3 games of croquet, I hope.
Well, that all sounds very exciting. Now, how big is the club now?
I would guess we have 120 members, right in that vicinity, and we're going to have a member guest tournament in the spring, and that number will probably go up a little bit.
And let me ask you this, what kind of schedule are we looking at for this year in terms of exchanges and special events?
Well, we have, as I say, a member guest tournament coming up. We also have a couple coming down from Canada to sell us some new equipment. They come in March. In June, we have a CCC exchange with our fellow croquet clubs, Dataw, Spring Island, Wexford, Tigakay. And then in the fall, we have our club championships. So those are the main events. And we have a big Christmas party at the end of the year.
Now, what does CCC stand for?
Coastal Carolina Croquet, I believe.
And that's just a group, loose group of about 5 or 6 clubs?
Exactly, that are in the area, and we play at their facilities. They come over once a year and play at ours.
Okay, and today I think the focus will be on what's called golf croquet, which is probably the most popular game, isn't it?
It is the most popular, and it's the easiest to learn and play. And then in addition to that, we have Australian rules croquet, which is a little more complicated, and then 6-wicket, which is an acquired taste, very difficult to learn and play. Not many members play it.
And of course, there's 9-wicket croquet or backyard croquet, but we don't play that very much.
No, we don't. The equipment is completely different.
Okay, well, we're starting to see some people get here to warm up and get ready for the outing. So, Jim, thanks for your time today, and we wish you luck in your presidency.
Well, thank you very much, Doug, and I encourage anyone interested in croquet to come down and join us.
It should be mentioned, of course, that this is a co-ed sport, but everybody's on an equal footing.
Gender neutral, exactly. Women play the game just as well as men.
Right now we're looking at some warm-ups for the croquet outing today. We're looking at Jim Pedraza, a multiple club champion. But I have to tell you, this is a hardy croquet club, and you can play in just about any weather. These are beautiful lawns, well kept by the golf superintendent and his crews. Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. Now, last June, our news team covered a very special event held at the Beaufort Waterfront Park. That was a full day of dragon boat racing, where over 20 teams of paddlers, drummers, and helmsmen competed and raised funds for the benefit of Dragon Boat Beaufort, a charitable organization which helps Beaufort County cancer patients meet their needs. Several of the boats were crewed by Sun City residents, and this year's event will be held June 24th. We spoke to Sun City resident Lori Zaley, an organizer of the event. Well, Lori, a beautiful day at Lake Somerset, and you're a person that's used to the water. Tell us about this year's Dragon Boat event and when it will be and so forth.
Okay, well, Dragon Boat Beaufort is a nonprofit organization, and we help patients who are going through cancer who might need financial assistance. And every year we have our big fundraiser, which is Dragon Boat Race Day, and it's going to be held this year on June 24th, and it's held down at Beaufort Waterfront. So it's always a beautiful place, last year we couldn't have had better weather. So it's like I said, it's the time of the year where we try to raise the most money we can so we can help with our outreach program.
And I think you had about 24 racing boats, or not boats, but racing teams last year. Are you looking forward to more this year, or what's the story on that?
Well, last year we had 30 teams. This year we're going to decrease it down to 25.
Okay.
And we do have a lot of teams that are formed here in Sun City. For instance, last year the Sinker Nets had a team, and they've already signed up for another team. The softball club had a team. There's actually a new team that was just formed with a bunch of friends, they call themselves, from the neighborhood over on the north side. And then we have the Swamp Dragons, who have always been a very active team. And then there's a lot of people who just participate in different teams as paddlers. So Sun City's become very active with this event.
And it's an all-day event. When does it start? Early in the morning?
Yes, it starts a little early in the morning. We have to get on the water early because everything is, if you are on the water here, everybody knows it's all tide driven. So it is on the Beaufort River, so the calmest time in the morning, the calmest time to be on the water there is in the morning. So we usually start, the first race is usually at 8 o'clock a.m. We start festivities around 7 a.m. We have the DJ there from the radio station, local radio station, who's emceeing everything. So there's music going. We have a warm-up. I do the warm-up on the stage. We have a parade and a contest for the best dressed person who is the drummer on the team, each team. So there's a lot going on before it gets started. And everybody has their own tent, so they bring snacks and water and friends and family, and it's a big affair for everybody.
Yeah, very festive. Now, as I understand it, there are 20 paddlers, 10 right-handed, 10 left-handed, a drummer, and a helmsman.
That is correct. Each boat has a maximum of 20 paddlers, and then a drummer, and then the steers person. So we provide the steers person because it has to be somebody professional and who knows what they're doing, of course. And then as far as the team, we teach you a week beforehand. We have times for you to come out and try paddling. So you have 20 people, 10 on each side of the boat. So it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed, we'll make you paddle whatever side you think you need to go on.
Now, you have run into some difficulty with your own dragon boat team because you lost your place to store the boat.
That's correct. The Lemon Island Marina was generous to let us keep our boats docked there so we could practice. But we lost that space for other reasons, there's other opportunities for them. So now when we practice, we're going to be just dropping the boat in right off the trailer at a public dock space. So if anybody knows of any space that might be available, we are always open to look into that.
Okay, well, thank you for your time today, and I think it's going to be another great event. And how about winning it this year?
Well, it's not about winning. And our race team actually doesn't race because we're all so involved with it, but we do participate on other teams. But we are in the process now of forming teams, and if your club is interested or your neighborhood is interested, come on out and join in the fun. It's always a lot of fun. We give out awards at the end for first, second, and third place. We have categories for senior boats, cancer survivor boats, community boats, and this year a new category of all male boats. So we'll have some strong guys probably from the military, fire, and police department that'll be paddling on their own team. That'll be fun.
So what's it cost to get involved, Lori?
Well, it's $1,000 per boat entry, and there's ways that you can work with that cost. So if you have a club that wants to sponsor and pay for that, that's just your registration fee, and that basically just pays for the actual boat for the race, because we have an outside company that comes in and runs everything. Or what a lot of clubs and neighborhoods do is everybody just pays $50 as a paddler, and that way that secures their spot on the boat, and they're making a contribution to the team.
And who do they contact, you or some other person involved?
Well, they're welcome to contact me. I'm actually on the teams committee, so I work with another person outside of Sun City that's involved with Dragon Boat Beaufort on building teams. But I'd be glad to talk to you further about building a team, give you more information, and give you more details about the race.
Okay. Well, Lori, I admire your dedication to the Dragon Boat organization, but you're involved in some other charitable activities as well.
Yes, and thanks for asking, Doug. I don't know if you remember last year I did a donation drive for the Undergarment Society. They're an organization that collects undergarments, bras, and underwear for women who are going through transitional housing or homeless. Also, I found out that it's kind of alarming, but there are two homes in the Low Country that shelter women who have been rescued from sex traffickers. So I collected 1,000 pieces in February. So February is the month where I do that. And a lot of those pieces came from the women of the softball community. They're very, very generous. So it's going to be something that I do every February, but you can drop off donations to me all year round. We only take new undergarments, and it's just a way that the undergarment helps provide these women with a little bit of dignity who have nothing else.
Now, one final thought for me. You've probably noted that we talked a lot about women athletes this month, many of which either developed a personal favorite or took the plunge into a totally new experience. One of the great things about this very active community is that opportunities abound to play these many sports. Opportunities perhaps denied to them by circumstances in their prior lives. It's great to see they now have those opportunities and excel at them. That's it for our May show. Remember what Michael Jordan had in mind when he said, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. So get that body in motion, and we'll see y'all next month in Sports Done Right.